And I will ask you questions and opinions, of course. Let me go to Twitter and promote this shit for a hot minute. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even did a blog post. Have you guys done your blog posts?
I have not, and I will not. I'm sorry. Not today. Because I have to start talking like immediately. Sorry. Because we are live right now, are we not? I'm making. Hold on, let me make sure. We're just getting settled in. Yes.
I thought it was Awu. Awu, A-W-U.
No, there's Uwu, Owo, Awu? No, Awu. There's lots of options.
I want to see all your Awus in chat.
There's like no one in chat right now, I think, too. So
there's 25 viewers.
Oh, hello, chat. I did not see you there. Good.
Well, hi there.
No, this is chat. Uwu.
Don't feel bad. It always fucks up me too.
Okay. Well, hi there, viewer. I'm just reading in my study, in my bathrobe.
Okay.
Do we need to get the ooh? Do we need to get the ooh rap out?
No, please. If you guys are all fucking ready and you're done being dumbasses, I should do an announcement as I say what drinking word. The drink. Let's make the drinking word uwu.
Oh God.
Because we're gonna uwu a lot because we're doing this for RamCon. Hello everyone. I'm gonna start before we actually start officially by saying this is a rated R panel. We're gonna swear. We're going to look at some pretty horrible fan fictions today, and that means we're going to see some that have some pretty racy language and some sexual stuff. Surprisingly, there's really not that much sexual stuff in them this time. They're not just straight up sex scenes. They're just weird and gross. We decided to go a different direction. So now's your last chance. If you're not comfy with gross, if you're not comfy with, it's hard to hear me apparently. Is it hard to hear me, you guys?
Not on our end.
Not on my end.
It's not fine to me.
Adjust the audio.
Adjust the audio on Twitch, bruh.
Yeah. You gotta pinch the knobs. You gotta turn them slightly.
Yeah, turn your shit up, Rocking Wolf. I see you. Thank you for that. Yes, gently twist the nipples. We're gonna talk about some stuff in a moment, but now's your last chance. If you're not comfy with rated R content, swearing and the like, we are gonna do that. So now's your chance. No? You're all set? You're ready to go?
Let's do it.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome to Shitfaced Shitfics, where the fics get shittier every single week. I believe the panel is actually called Cracking Up on Crack Fics because you really can't put the word shitfic in a brochure. Now can you, Milk? All right, yeah, we're gonna say fuck. We're the Barcast, and we get together and we interview people in the My Little Pony fandom. Believe it or not. Wait, don't leave. It's fine. We promise we like you guys too. And we also read really bad fan fiction and write really bad fan fiction. We collectively write some really terrible fan fiction. Let me fucking tell you. And we're going to talk to you for a moment today about why writing fan fiction badly can actually be beneficial to both your writing and your state of mind. The people joining me today, these lovely people who are my best friends and also awful humans, are Enigmatic Otaku.
I like scalies more than furries, but I'll make an exception just for you guys.
Flam and Pfeffer.
That's me.
Fletcher Priest.
Hi.
Milk. That'll upset people. I love it. And Ravage.
I will fight you.
Speaking of upsetting people. And I'm Anon Pencil. It's nice to meet you. And for those who are returning to see us again, because we've been at RamCon before, hi, welcome back. I'm so sorry for what I've selected for us today. So before we get really rolling, let me say my other hosts here.
Milk, they can't hear you, by the way. Yeah.
My other hosts with me here, all of them have written a shit fic of some kind before, or a troll fic, or a bad fic.
Could have sworn you said my other hose here.
Fuck off, please. Oh my fucking god. Yes, you are my hose. All my bitches come out. Where are my bitches?
We are your bitches.
I know. We've all written shit fic before, and I would argue that most of us are actually fairly coherent and decent writers. So why would we do this? Why would we go out of our way to write poorly, or to write things that are upsetting, or shocking, or gross, or just plain weird? And I'm going to actually let them each say why they would choose to write something like that. Enigma?
Because that's funny.
I mean, that's the easiest answer. Flam, why do you write shitty fics?
Because it's so cathartic and it's fun to put people and characters in places that you would never find them in, just to see if it would even work out.
I agree with that too. Priest, why do you write bad or troll or shitty fics?
So there's a certain degree of, I want to say, pressure that every creative feels when they are working on something and it's their next big thing. They really want it to be perfect. They put in a lot of effort and they like to try to make it the very best thing possible. But then sometimes you just need to let go. You just need to just not give a fuck. You need to exercise the muscles and do what they call a shit post. And just that ability of letting go allows you to like relax your muscles. It's like your rest day if you're someone who exercises. And you just stop caring. You decide to smash things together that have no business being together, and you just create a horrible abomination. And you can say, it's mine. This is mine now.
Yeah, sometimes it feels good to birth like the spawn of all that is bad. It just does. It feels good. Milk, why do you write shitty fics, or poetry as the case may
be? Because I need catharsis in the daily life of nothingness.
That's also fair. And Rav, why do you write shitty fics?
I like making people uncomfortable, and I want to see if I can make myself uncomfortable.
So the reason I ask all of this is because they've come with the easiest answer, and it's the best answer. It's because it makes you happy. It is good for your mental health sometimes to write garbage, because it just genuinely does make you happy. I know that's shocking, but it does. So I recommend anyone who's having a bad day, go out there and try to write badly. Try to write something with spelling errors, with bad metaphors and analogies, with an opening sentence that makes people just not want to read it but feel like they have to. I recommend doing it for your mental health. But also, yes, Enigma, you fuck, what do you want?
She was as tight as a jar of pickles.
She was as tight as a jar of pickles. Make those metaphors and analogies that make no sense. Fucking do it. It's a good time, and I recommend everyone give it a shot. But also, I will say it will make you a better writer, because writing a troll fic or a shit fic, Rav touched on another part of it. You are trying to elicit a reaction from your readers. Sometimes you're trying to make them upset. Sometimes you're trying to make them vomit. You're trying to get really hard, visceral reactions. And to do that, you have to learn who your audience is, you have to target them, and you have to really get into part of their brain they don't want you in. And that takes skill. That makes you a better writer in the long run, because you're going to be honing this skill that you can work in your other work too. Let's say you want to write a sad fic. Like, oh, how do I make people sad? Well, you've just practiced, like basically been doing mental reps by writing bad fics about getting inside people's heads. So you're going to be a little bit better at doing that here, as long as you can apply it to serious writing as well. I'm a published writer. Priest is a published writer.
Hi.
I've written stories for children. I've written stories for adults. I've written publications. This is something that I do for a living. But in my free time, when I need catharsis and I need to just flex my writing muscles in ways that normally I wouldn't to stretch my boundaries, I write really bad fan fiction. I do. And it's really a good time, and I do find it helps me out. Also, it lets me see weaknesses in my own writing when I intentionally write something bad and then go, oh shit, do I do that in my real writing? Oh fuck, never again. That does help. And I know these guys, I've seen them get to be better writers through writing Shitfix. I know fairly recently with Flammenwerfer, we went back over some of his older fics, and we found some of them that were Flam. They were pretty weird.
Yeah.
They were pretty weird.
They were horse shit, okay? Let's not beat around the fucking bush here.
Literally horse shit.
It was designated horseshit.
It was. And he wrote it really poorly. And since that story, I watched him get progressively better and better and better, because at the end of the day, just putting a pen to paper is enough to get the juices flowing. It's still muscle memory, just doing it. And also, I will say one other thing that's really good for Shitfix, and a reason you should do it. Because when you do it with your friends, it's so much fucking fun. Each of you writes a paragraph. Each of you writes a line. Go nuts. See how bad it can get. We ended up writing a story about J. Edgar Hoover in Equestria. It was terrible. Never read it. But it was a great bonding experience. And if you have a close friend or a group of close friends, it's a great activity to do together to like pass an hour or two. Can't recommend it enough.
I think my favorite part of that story is when we marked it as canceled the moment we published it.
There was like, oh, it's canceled. I was like, yes. I think somebody said, why is it canceled? And I responded, because life is canceled.
He couldn't keep getting away with it.
Yeah. Turbo Tiger in the chat here saying, I've read the J. Edgar Hoover fic. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry
so
we
bad.
subjected you to that.
I'm sorry. And I will say, when writing Shitfix, some of the easiest ways to go about it is to make crossovers or to write about children's things like Magic School Bus, for example, in ways that people really don't want you to. Over the years, we've read such famous stories as Severus Snape, Friend and Lover. We've read Hogwarts X-Giant Squid. We've read Optimus Prime Loves Bill Cipher. And, of course, we've read the very famous Dipper Goes to Taco Bell.
Don't forget about Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, yes, Winnie the Pooh X Sephiroth. Sweeter Than Honey was the name of that story. And we've had a good time with it, and a lot of those were just weird crossovers and weird pairings, and oftentimes there's horrifying sex scenes. And we might, at the end of this, grab a real quick famous one that we've done many a time. It's called Tale of Shadowblade. If we don't get it to it this time, go read that. It's great. Does anyone else in this... I'm going to let people in the chat ask questions real quick. If you guys have any questions about Shitfix, Crackfix, Badfix, Trollfix, if you guys have any questions, post them in chat, and I'll answer, and my friends here will also answer. But I was going to ask if any of them, any of my lovely friends here, have anything else to say on writing badly on purpose.
I thought we were bitches, not friends. What happened to that? Did we get an upgrade?
You wait. You thought I was writing badly on purpose?
I can see you guys are being productive. Genuinely, do you guys have any other comments or suggestions to our viewers who maybe they're considering writing a bad fic?
I do.
Just do it.
Oh, Rav, I'm scared. Please tell us, but Rav, I'm scared.
Look up actual events. Look up real things that are really fucked up. There are a ton of subreddits for this shit, but the more real you can make it, like this is a thing that actually happened or could happen, it makes it so much worse.
I can see that. In some cases, if you write about current events, it gets a lot more traction and more people will see it.
Well,
and if you want to upset people, that's the fucking way.
Oh, yeah. Any Florida Man story is actually really great material. The one that sticks to mind is the dude that tried to fuck a nostril and got his nuts bitten off. For example, he tried to fuck it in the nostril. Florida Man tries to fuck a horse's nostril and gets his nuts bitten off. Yeah, that was a thing.
Well, yep, there we go.
So,
Oh,
Yes.
there you go.
Oh, whoa.
What I was going to throw out is that one thing that's always important to keep in mind when you're looking at a shitfic or a purposely poorly written story is that there is a line. If you're writing something like there's a difference between something that you're reading that's awful and something that is My Immortal. There's a difference between something that was clearly written by someone in high school and they were venting feelings out on a page, and Sonic High School. There's an explicit difference in intent of what is a bad fanfic, and it's really difficult to discern that tone. And my suggestion is, if you're going to write something bad, make it clear that it's not intentional. Like, go 110% over the top. Go for the absurdist mindset and go for like really absurd comedy so that people have this very clear aspect of knowing that the person who wrote this is not serious. But that said, it's also difficult to go not too lol random so that way people can't keep track on it. There's a fine line when trying to craft the perfect shitfic.
Agreed. And though I would be one to say that there's sort of an inherent charm to the fact when you read such a fic and you're like, oh my god, this was not absurdist. You posted this with intent. Like, there is a certain hilarity and charm not knowing even whether this was done seriously or not.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that makes it even funnier. Were they just being haha lol memes so random, or did they actually make an attempt, or did they actually do something this terrible? I think it depending on, I guess, the scenario you're looking at makes it worse or better. And yeah.
Yeah, no, and I love it when there are fics that you can't tell, like Full Life Consequences. That's a great example because I'm not entirely certain it was all intentional, but it's brilliant and it's so enjoyable to read or watch, depending if you want to go find those videos. Like, sometimes and I think we have a good example of one today. Sometimes fics where you genuinely are like, I don't know if they wrote this intentionally or if they're just garbage. Like, but it's funny either way. And I think we have a story like that today, and we'll talk about that, I think, when we get to it. All right, we have some questions from the chat. Is there a line you cannot cross to make it really bad? I would argue that's a call you're going to have to make for yourself.
Yeah,
because
I can see that there's a line in comedy where people want to say that there's nothing that can't be joked about, and I get it. But there's also a tact in like touching on sensitive subjects. Like, I think that if you're going to make, like, for example, and I'm going to use an extreme here for the sake of eliciting what?
Tread carefully, please.
I'm just saying, if you're going to make like a story where the whole point of it's a shitfic story and it's like about sexual assault, you really need to be very careful. Like, is there a different way to be funny here? Because there's some things that just they're raw nerves, and it's not cool to like take that sort of stuff and take it out of context or make it really rough.
I mean, to be fair, unless you're actually legitimately trying to elicit an angry reaction, that may be your ultimate 4D chess goal. I mean, if that's it, you do you. But if you're trying to be funny, yeah, there are certain things that are inherently a lot more funny and then not. Can there be jokes about such subjects? Absolutely. But yeah, like you said, they're tread carefully.
I would say, you know what? You can write about literally anything. You know what? You can probably write about literally anything and make it even vaguely funny. But you got to be ready for the consequences of what you write.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be ready for the backlash. You have to be ready. Like, if you're going to try to upset people, you're going to have to be ready for upset people. So that is your choice. If you want to make the choice to write something that is going to elicit just anger and malice, like if you decide to write about sexual assault for the lulz, guess what? It can be done, and it can be done in a funny way. But also, I would know your audience and not do it in, say, a forum for, the support of those who've been sexually assaulted. Like, know where you're posting, know what you're doing, know who is reading, and keep that in mind that you're gonna upset people. You're gonna upset people, and there might be some backlash, and they might be real world consequences for your actions. So make your choices.
The line for comedy and the line of what's not comedy is different for everyone.
And
So-
every location. Every location.
You're gonna make some people die laughing, and you're gonna make a lot of people DM you their criticisms. It happens to me every story that I do.
I've been
So,
sent death threats. I mean, I've been sent death threats before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had people show up literally on my doorstep unwarranted, like they looked up my address and stuff, and it was not
Oh
good.
shit! Oh shit! Really?
Yeah,
But
actually,
but like that said, like an example of knowing your audience for this, like we could totally write like a story about how someone goes to a fur convention and everyone's looking at them and they're getting those eyes and they feel so special. But like the underlying joke about it all is they haven't showered in 9 days. So
I mean, I would laugh. Having been to many a furry con in my lifetime, I would laugh.
Ooh, woo, musky husky.
Ooh,
Well,
my
I would-
husky.
Well,
I
would
think
add on to
we have
that.
to make this story now.
Is
there-
Ramcon story? Ooh, musky husky.
I would
Are
add
there-
on to it and say it's an old comedy, I guess, an adage. Timing is everything.
Yes.
And it applies to more than just the joke you're telling. Know when it's okay to say that joke. You can write about anything. I don't believe that there's anything that you cannot write about. But I would say be aware of when you're publishing it.
I've actually had an article, a physical article of mine pulled. I requested that the editor pull it like right before it was published because something had happened that was a little too real about it, and I was going, look, I really don't want this going out into the world at this exact time. And we waited several months, and it was published then, and things were fine. But at the time, I was like, no, now's not the time. So also, ooh woo musky husky is a thing that is going to happen now.
Ooh woo musky husky.
So I think we're down to the part, which I know all of you are waiting for, all of you 34 people, where we read some motherfucking stories.
Yay!
Woo! We have at least 3 stories selected for you today. There may be a 4th one. And we're going to start with one that is a perfect example of absolutely corrupting something that you probably watched at some point in your life or knew people who watched in life, and that's the Magic School Bus. And we're gonna read with all the voices and all the parts for you to enjoy. And if you want to play along at home, the drinking game, anytime we say ooh woo, oh oh, ooh whoa, ow, like anytime we just make those noises, have a drink, just kick back, have it.
I am a monument to all your sins.
Why did you do this? Oh, I hate you. All right. So the story's called Miss Frizzle Gets Crunk. And our narrator today to read this is going to be Flutter Priest.
Narration voice time.
Fantastic. I'm going to be playing the part of Miss Frizzle. Arnold is going... Oh, God. Did you guys write down what parts you have? I'm trying to remember everyone.
Yeah, I'm Arnold.
I remember who I was because of the typecasting.
Well, yeah, because you're Carlos. The female students mostly will be played by Rav. And the male students will mostly be played by Flam.
Yeah, I got Tim and Ralph.
Ralphie and Tim. Ralphie
Yeah.
and Tim. I think there's... I don't think there's another one, but there might be. But yeah, we'll see. So if you guys are ready for something a little racy with lots of like drugs and violence, well, here we go. Priest, would you like to read the intro or the description?
Ooh woo.
Good. We're starting with drinks.
This is Mrs. Fizzle Gets Crunk by
What?
Mrs. What?
Mrs. Frizzle.
She's married?
That's what the title of the story is.
Oh, I you've actually brought something up that I should mention, Priest. Thank you very, very much. We are not going to make any corrections as we read. If it is misspelled, we will read it as it is spelled. If it is miswritten, we will read it as it is written. If the dialogue gets fucked up, we'll read it as it's done. So, we are going to do this. Priest.
This is Mrs. Frizzle Gets Crunk by No Wind for This Hole. Arnold gets in a bus accident, and the class takes a trip to a Lil Wayne concert. Rated M. Arnold was 30 minutes late to school, and for good reason. The bus he took, which generally got him there, was in an awful accident. The bus driver was launched out of his seat after hitting a group of babies in the middle of the road, and all of the students, except Arnold, who was busy being pissed off in the corner with a trash can over his head, fell victim to the toxic gases released from the babies upon impact. He had hastily rolled out of the back, hoping to get hit by a car. He didn't get hit by a car, and thus had to walk the treacherous 3 yards to the school door. He took the trash can off. When he got inside, he was immediately taken aback by the pungent smell of fresh doobie. Mrs. Frizzle was blazing in her room. All of the other students were screaming in agony as she had forgotten to let them out of the school building for the past 3 days, locking them in without food or water the entire time. It was a good thing Arnold was dismissed early last Friday. He opened the door, and the entire class weakly fell onto the ground and began to crawl to the nearest water fountain, groaning like a bunch of very irritated zombies. Arnold sighed and stared at the asses of the meek children sprawled across the floor. He rolled his eyes and walked into the room, the marijuana odor emanating from the northwest corner of it. Mrs. Frizzle was staring blankly at the ceiling.
Sorry I'm late to class, Miss Frizzle. The bus got in an accident.
Mrs. Frizzle did not reply. Arnold looked down to the bottom of the Frizz's dress and saw a very familiar tail poking out of it, swishing back and forth.
Oh, that's just gross.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you not get that?
That's right. She's actually a lizard person. She has a tail.
She's a scaly.
Oh.
Okay, Scalies.
we see you, Scalies. We getting you in on this. We see you.
We're
There's
getting
no
rated
hamsters
by-
this time.
We're getting rated by Fee.
Oh, hi,
sweet.
Fee. Nice to have
Hi,
you
Fee.
here.
After about 50 more minutes of the curly-haired reject and his teacher having a bit of a staring contest, the students piled back in the classroom, looking healthier than ever. They had roasted the lunch ladies in the oven in the middle of the science wing. Nobody even noticed. They filed back into their regular seats and attentively looked at their mentor, silent.
Arnold, if you don't get back to your seat in 3 seconds, I'm going to literally tear your eyes out of their sockets.
Arnold, completely forgetting the sound of his teacher's voice over the past several days, turned around to find the source of the horrendously scratchy noise that vaguely resembled human speech. It was a full 23 seconds before he realized it was probably Frizzle, and he ran to his seat. He was able to do this in more than 3 seconds because Frizzle was too buzzed to even move correctly. The tearing out of his eyes ended up just being her slowly moving her hand to the left. She grabbed her whiskey bottle and dangled it haphazardly from her fingertips.
Now, listen here, you little shits. Today we're gonna learn how to get crunk.
There was a confused murmur amongst the crowd, probably because none of them had ever heard of the word crunk before, except D.A.
Yo, what the fuck's a crunk?
Ralphie asked. D.A., in her bitchy know-it-all fashion, turned around to face him and slammed her leg on his desk, getting mud all over the poor child's face before wailing the definition at him. Everybody unanimously understood with a reassuring 3, 2, 1, everyone at once. Huh.
Huh.
Mrs. Frizzle took a long swig of her booze.
Good job, DA. Now, get your foot off my fucking desk before I break this bottle over your head. I have to pay for those, you know.
DA took her foot off the now slimy desk, whimpering and returning to her rightful seat.
Okay. I bought us 8 tickets to the Lil Wayne concert next to the school. Since there's only 8 and Liz counts as a person, that leaves 6 of you to come with me and 2 of you to stay. Arnold, you can keep your ass glued to the chair because I'm sure as hell not going to take your unenthusiastic attitude to Wheezy's perfect stage. Wanda, you're too Asian to understand anything he's gonna say. Sound good?
Oh my.
I forgot about that.
The class was undecided.
I think we all need to. I'm sorry, it's one of those things. Everybody gets to drink if we lose our shit. That's the other time that you get to drink,
Ooh-woo.
is if we can't anymore.
Ooh.
If you all come, I'll kill Arnold when we get back.
And the bus was filled within seconds.
See you later, bitch. No, see you bitches later.
Frizzle smashed the bottle on the front of the car, pieces flying everywhere. The bus ran over a good amount of pieces, and the front 2 tires completely popped. Mrs. Frizzle, in her drunken stupor, just kept on driving the bus, her foot fully pushed down on the gas pedal and her other foot nonchalantly controlling the steering wheel. As the concert was literally only 1 block away, the class was there in only 2 hours. And they filed out of the bus silently. Back at the school, Wanda and Arnold were watching the clock go by, counting the minutes until Arnold's final demise. Arnold was an emotional wreck and was sobbing uncontrollably while Wanda was pooping in the bathroom. Wanda eventually walked out after hearing the crying, bringing with her a semi-soiled toilet paper roll to help sop up his tears. Her pants weren't on, but Arnold wasn't wearing any glasses, so she figured he wouldn't notice. She sat down across from him.
Wanda.
Arnold! Arnold, I know life can get you down sometimes, but this is one of those times where you need to man the fuck up and move on with your life. I mean, how many times have you thought you were going to hate a field trip and ended up learning something?
Arnold blew his nose into Wanda's hair, mistaking it for a tissue.
I know, Wanda. It's just that being around Miss Frizzle intimidates me. I want a woman like her, and she's 43 and married. Not that her husband is alive or anything, but you catch my drift.
Oh.
Why do you make him sound like he's from Minnesota?
Wanda grabbed a pair of scissors from the other side of the room near the sink, and she started cutting the mucus-infused hair off of her head.
You know, I bet if you just talked to Miss Frizzle, she'd reconsider. She's drunk as shit anyway, so I doubt she would be too hard on you.
She cringed as she accidentally punctured her ear with the scissors. Blood flowed onto the floor.
You're right, Wanda. I just need to drown my sorrows first. Thanks for the chocolate, by the way.
Arnold lunged for the soiled toilet paper. Oh, God.
Ew. Oh, that's gross.
It's okay. We can do this.
Taking quite the bite out of it. He choked, but thought of his family life to help trigger his gag reflex. At the concert, Mrs. Frizzle handed out the tickets.
You lose these, and you're not going back on the bus. Are we clear?
She kicked the bus to prove her point. The bus did nothing, because it was a bus.
Fuck this. You're all boring. I'm gonna get me some crap. Phoebe! Come on, I need your lunch money.
Phoebe was dragged along by the torso.
Is this my line?
Yes, you are girl.
Oh, God. At my school, we never learned how to get crunk.
Phoebe, if you say that goddamn punchline one more time, I'm gonna turn your ass into gelatin. I've got the vaccine right here.
Phoebe quit complaining. Meanwhile, Tim was having trouble finding a seat in the packed stadium. Where there looked like an empty seat, there always ended up being a shattered beer bottle, disposed of babies, or worse, porn. He decided to plop his big black butt on the stairs to the food vendors. Sometimes they dropped a french fry or two, so he could scrounge for food without looking like a deranged homeless woman. About 30 minutes into the concert, people started getting restless. Their precious Wheezy was nowhere to be found, and all the clean water had been gulped down already. For Phoebe, however, this was not a problem. Phoebe had spent her $20 not on lunch, not on crack, but for some cracked moldy cookies that were dripping with liquid. What? At this point, she was so famished that when she saw the liquid dripping off the cookies, she just forked over the 20 right then and there. It was only 20 more minutes before she just realized what that liquid was. She was tripping balls by the time Mrs. Frizzle bursted out of the porta-potty with porta-potty.
The porta potty! You have to share it with someone you love.
Please don't share porta potty with anyone. That sounds like a great way to get syphilis.
I mean,
Mrs.
that's not
Frizzle.
what came to mind when I heard Pocky. Just no.
No.
Mrs. Frizzle bursted out of the porta-potty with an old Mexican man, lower parts of her dress torn and covered in fecal matter. Phoebe saw 3 Mrs. Frizzles with guns and colored like the American flag. Fuck yeah! And ran off sideways because the world was spinning. She didn't get far before flipping over face first into the crowd. Ralphie, Liz, D.A., and Carlos found themselves near the front of the stadium. The speakers were broken, loose wires dangling from the ceiling, and a high-pitched squeal was the only thing that they could hear other than their own voices. Liz sat on Ralph's fat lap, settling herself in his meaty mounds. Ralphie didn't know much better than to pet her. As he did so, he felt a strange attraction arise. Literally, Liz arose from Ralph's lap and turned around, gazing into Ralphie's dark brown peepers. She gave the green-shirted moron a lick on the cheek and smiled. He blushed as his face got closer to the reptile. Oh, right. Oh, Liz is a fucking lizard.
Yes, Liz is a lizard.
And oh, God.
Like I said,
Liz
we
like
see
lizard,
you, Scalies.
remember?
Scalies, we see you. We catering just to you today, my friend.
How did we decide, oh, we're going to help at a FurCon. We're going to do a fur thing. And we're doing a lizard sex.
Excuse me? Scalies
We could have done like Chester the cheetah. Tony the tiger.
Priest, Scalies are welcome and invited to furry cons. They have a place there. They're a type of furry. Don't discriminate, bitch.
I know.
Is there
You're being very speciesist right now, sir.
You're being dangerously cheesy right now.
so is there a scale fest or something? Like, do Scalies have their own fur fest?
Well, they don't need it. They're a type of furry. Holy fuck, you guys. This is like,
They need their own representation, damn it.
Is there
they're a type of furry.
All right, we need to get back on track. I'm sorry.
is there a scale for the
Listen,
Scalies?
Oh my god.
Do
Chat,
we,
back
though?
me up
Do
on
we?
Yeah,
this.
it starts with Franklin.
Chat, back me up on this, fuckers. Jesus.
And the ringing from the speaker softened as the two finally commenced their perfect kiss. Carlos watched the two go at it before looking directly at D.A.
I guess you could say that this predicament is pretty
Don't do this.
Ralph-worthy.
Carlos chortled hysterically before acting upon his words and proceeded to vomit directly onto Dorothy's face, covering her purple sweatshirt with his yellow stomach acid, burning her face to the bone in some areas. The entire stadium, peeved at his antics, shouted Carlos's name, besides D.A., who was literally busy screaming her face off, flesh dripping from her cheeks like a stick of butter in a microwave. What? Excuse me. Carlos's necrophilia kink kicked in. Excuse me. What am I reading?
It gets better. I promise.
Carlos's necrophilia kink kicked in, and he averted his eyes to keep from blushing. Okay.
It gets better.
I need an uwu.
Oh, well.
To keep his mind off of the hot mess in front of him, he did what he always did whenever he felt hot and heavy.
I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm gay.
He rocked himself back and forth in the fetal position. D.A. paused her screaming to make sure that he was hearing more clearly. Wait, so her face is melting.
Yes.
Yes, and now this
Okay.
is about to happen, and it gets better.
You're gay? Dude, that's like my favorite sexual orientation. Let's make out.
Carlos sniffed up his tears. He could finally do this. He'd been practicing making out with the corpse of his dead dog for eons for this very reason.
What the fuck?
How old is he? Holy shit.
Is this an
Read the
uwu
next line.
moment?
Read the next line,
That's-
honey. You'll be fine.
It's so fucking
His
sexy.
teeth-
Kiss me.
His teeth still had rotten meat in them. Oh God, why?
Is this an uwu moment?
Ooh, woo.
I'm beyond uwus.
I think this is ooh bleh moment.
This is an
Beyond. The Hispanic child stuck out his tongue for the barely breathing blonde bitch to bite on.
Nice.
She ripped it off, but she was hungry anyway, so it didn't really matter in the long run. The two perverts lay in silence, tongues in each other's mouths for a good 3 consecutive hours. Meanwhile, Ralphie and Liz were getting serious, doing despicable things to each other. All that underage obese child could feel was a barrage of pleasure, pain, and scales.
Uwu.
But mostly the last two. Having never experienced any sort of physical affection in his entire existence, including his birth where his mother screamed louder after giving birth than enduring, he passed it off as merely just the social norm for kinky interaction.
I love that burn so much.
Yeah.
Underrated burn. If your mother screams louder after giving birth than during, Jesus.
He could have done without the claws in his nipples, though. He was pretty sure milk wasn't supposed to be red. Pretty sure. 4 hours passed, and there was still no sign of Lil Wayne. Wait, isn't Yeezy Kanye West?
Who's Kanye West?
Let us
moving
not
on.
invoke the name of Kanye West, for he will absolutely sue us.
90% of the audience had already filed out of the stadium, and the majority of the rest of them were too crunk to move. The atmosphere really needed some livening up. All of a sudden, the lights flashed off, and a small stage in the center of the stadium rose, a purple spotlight shimmering down on it. A single person stood atop the platform, not moving, not breathing. A single twitch of the butt cheek later, and all the lights were flipped on, revealing an African-American girl twerking it like none of them had ever seen. She had obvious buttock implants. Are those a thing?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh yeah.
She had obvious buttock implants.
You say, honey, you have seen Trinity Taylor, Trinity the Tuck. You remember Trinity with her giant ass?
Ah, yes.
Implant.
Yeah. As her booty rammed from the top of the stadium to the bottom of the stadium with each shake. The crowd cheered with the enthusiasm of 1,000 parents relieved that they don't have to take their kids to Disney World. What? One particular lady, though, was a bit skeptical of all the excitement.
Oh, right. Yo, holy shit, that's Keisha.
Tim hollered. Indeed, the Nicki Minaj lookalike was in fact Keisha. Upon hearing her name, the kinky stripper brought her dancing to a halt. She slid the 20 feet down the pole and hung her head in shame. All she ever wanted to do was get away from the madness that was Mrs. Frizzle, and even then she could not escape. The half-conscious lady stumbled down the stairs, hurling herself into the stadium. She spilled her 128-ounce jug of probably what wasn't fruit punch on herself, banged her foot off Phoebe, and was now muttering something about astrophysics and the theological factors of entomology, and tore her dress off in the ring 30
What?
feet away from Kesha.
There's no 30 in there anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know where you got 30. Also, I'm going to give Keisha to Enigma because I realize Enigma has only like 2 lines. So, Enigma, you're going to be Keisha.
Because of my location. I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Keisha sighed and let her hair down.
Damn it, Miss Frizzle, I wanted to run away from you because your class always bored me. I thought if I learned to get crunk, maybe I would finally be happy.
Mrs. Frizzle smiled sadly. I can't read today. Petting the side of the black girl's face. She was proud of her little prodigy. And she took a minute before deciding how to respond to the flattering jewel of passion smiling innocently in front of her.
Bitch, if you don't get in the fucking bus by the count of 3, I'm gonna jam my fist so far up your ass that you're gonna start shitting food you haven't eaten yet.
Keisha groaned.
See, this is why.
But she never finished her sentence because Liz smacked her to the ground and tied her mouth shut with medical tape. Ralphie handcuffed her hands behind her back using Liz's trusty emergency S&M gear kit.
Oh, God.
You know, essential con materials.
Yeah, true, accurate.
And Carlos rubbed DA's face on her legs, rendering her unable to use her now rotting feet. Keisha rolled her eyes as they dumped her in the back of the bus like they did with Arnold's adult diapers.
Oh, this is me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna see Wheezy.
Ralphie grumbled as he took his seat next to Liz, who had jammed her claws into his torn jeans. The entire bus ride back was a conglomeration of angry moans, erotic farts, and Mrs. Frizzle slamming the bus back and forth to try and knock Keisha out with no avail.
Thank you for that sound effect. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I will say ooh woo.
Thanks.
Ooh woo.
I need an ooh woo.
Oh.
Back at school, Wanda and Arnold were finishing the touches on his speech to Miss Frizzle when she got back. Arnold was determined to win his spot back in his much-beloved classroom.
Now, say what we worked on, Arnold.
Wanda gave him a reassuring thumbs up.
Miss Frizzle, I know I've been an asshat to you recently about your opinions and about my opinions on your field trip, but I really don't mean it. I'm just flirting in shyness because, in the truth, I really want to rub my hands up your shirt and more about those fine tits of yours. It's hard for me to be nice to people when I always have this raging boner that nobody will help me about. I just want to love you, and I hope you'll reconsider mauling me.
Fun fact, saying that to the woman of your dreams actually fucking works 100%. Do it. See what happens.
I mean, Priest.
You know this from experience?
Priest, you know this from experience.
That's true. Wanda gave him a smile.
That should win her over.
Arnold smiled too. In fact, he puckered his lips together, leaned in, and...
Hey, look, it's the bus.
Wanda snapped her head around, breaking Arnold's nose with a fine crack. She wasn't sorry. She grabbed Arnold's penis and pulled him to the front of the school, waiting for his teacher to arrive, gun in hand. The bus slowly grinded to a halt in front of the school. Oh, right, because there's still no front tires. Mrs. Frizzle was tired, and she needed to get up and go to sleep. She stood up and accidentally slammed full speed on the gas pedal, launching the kids into the back of the bus with Keisha.
At my old school, we never...
Phoebe was cut off by the screaming of the class, including Mrs. Frizzle, who smashed her head into the horn out of sheer annoyance. The class suddenly went silent as they realized what they had done. They all leaned their heads out of the shattered windows to take a peek at what they hoped was going to be a coincidence. Arnold was dead. The entirety of the school burst out of the building wielding piñatas, firecrackers, complimentary champagne. The battle was finally over. Everybody was crunk.
Yay!
Oh my god.
Yay!
Congratulations, convention. We've gotten crunk.
Yep, we're getting Ramcon crunk. Crunk on crunk fix.
I am crunk, I guess. I don't know.
Just remember, priest, if you want to practice kissing, all you need is a dead dog.
No! Doggos are good boys and not for dead and making out.
That's a little bit of a joke because oftentimes what the last dance before a con shuts down is called is a dead dog dance.
Oh.
Why?
Because everyone is fucking exhausted. The con is already shut down, but they like to like open the auditorium that night and it's like, here, we have a rave. And everyone's exhausted. Your fursuit smells like you are dying. All of the communist after party folks who are making you drink vodka and beet juice have already gone home. So you're just there without alcohol and you're tired and you're like trying to dance and have a good time and you just feel required to, but you're not. But you do it anyway because fuck yeah. Also uwu.
Musky husky uwu.
Musky husky, that is your milk. If we make you a fursuit, it's gonna be the musky
I
husky.
am absolutely not wearing a fursuit that's going to be named the Musky Husky because I know where that name comes from and I am not down with that.
I mean, like I'll wear my fursuit, but it's only a partial.
You can wear your partial. That's okay.
I'll wear my partial fursuit to the next FurCon. You guys can just be horrified that I have a partial fursuit.
Is it a partial with a head and paws, or is it a partial with ears and paws and stuff?
I've seen it.
It's head paws. Yeah, it's head paws and a tail. It is a white tiger, and I wear hockey jerseys with it.
Oh, it's so
It's
cute.
great. I know, I'm really cute. It's eyeshadow, and it has long, like, shoulder-length hair, and it's cute, and the vision is non-existent.
Ooh.
By the way, you know what I think is cute and not able to be ruined?
You.
What?
Pokemon.
you would think that, and you know what?
There's no way that Pokemon could be corrupted, and at least you guys can't take that from me.
Priest, let me just say right now, one of the other options I looked at, because Ramcon staff has specifically told us, like, go nuts, go hard. I was considering having us read Dave a Pokemon Tale.
Oh no.
Dave a Pokemon Tale, for those who do not know, is a very famous story that I happen to have a copy of, even though it's not online anymore, in which a Pokemon trainer named Dave gets too horny and has very non-consensual sex with Gardevoir, who can only somewhat speak.
I like Gardevoir. I like Gardevoir a lot. Why would you do this?
I almost chose this, and I was like, this is actually too violent. It's supposed to be disturbing. It's like Dipper Goes to Taco Bell kind of levels of disturbing.
God.
Gotcha. I prefer it if Gardevoir was consenting.
The only story where we ever done where I had to walk away so I could vomit.
Yep. Instead, we are going to be reading a Pokemon story, you guys, and this is a totally different sort of shitfic compared to the one we just read. The one we just read, what you can learn from it is go hard, say unexpected things. If you're going to write a shitfic, say unexpected things. Because did anyone expect Keisha to be the opening dancer to Lil Wayne? I did. Did anyone expect Carlos to say I'm gay while rocking back and forth? Did anyone expect Arnold to want to fuck Miss Frizzle that badly? Well, maybe. I mean, we've all seen the show. Come on.
The tension is palpable.
Yes, it is.
Hey, priest.
So instead, we're going to read a story. Probably not all of it, because it is rather long. But we're going to try to read part of it, and it's called Pokemon Champion. And Pokemon Champion is bad in that it is also written really poorly. It is really upsetting because of how poorly it's written, and we are going to read it exactly as it's written, no matter what. Blam, you are narrating, are you not?
I believe I am. Yep, I am narrator.
Enigma, what's your part?
Some chick named Jennifer.
Correct. Flip, you're narrating who did that. Priest, what's your part?
I'm Nash Fetchum,
That's
Ash
right.
Ketchum's cousin.
That's correct. Milk, what are you reading? You are Pikachu, and I'm gonna make you any other Pokemon that only says one word. Deal? I think that Pidgey says a word once, so all right, like we're gonna do our best. The third chapter we might have to like I'm also gonna make you God of Pokemon in case we get there. I don't know how we're gonna read the third part. The third part is really, really badly written. Fuck you, man. Also, Milk, I don't think Milk, are you silenced again?
Oh no, I know.
You were
That's. I'm sorry.
bitch,
I'm sorry. That's how drunk I am.
Milk was saying he's drunk and he is excited, and all of you, Milk is going to apologize to you now out loud. Milk, apologize.
Pikachu.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And so, and Rav, who are you reading? No. I said no. I meant like when I said anime, go anime with it. I was thinking like, literally any other thing that is not that.
Dr. Roxo.
Oh no, it's distressing enough. I might just stick with it.
I really hate Dr. Roxo's voice. Please understand this. They do this to upset me. That's all that they're doing. So when you hear my upsetness, that's why.
John, just do it as Marge.
You could. You know what? I would even accept you doing as Marge. I know that hurts your voice though, so I understand.
It's much easier to do Dr. Rox than Marge.
Please don't do that. Oh my god. Actually, you know what? We have viewers. Viewers, would you rather that Rav read the part of the other gym leader as Dr. Roxo or Marge Simpson? We will do this for you. We will do
Would
this
you
for
like me to read it like this, like Marge? Or would you like me to read it like this, baby?
You guys just
Two, we have two for Marge. Already.
I like Muggeny's suggestion where he just says do both and swap it between.
Just suddenly just randomly swap them between, yeah.
Do you know how much effort it took to switch voices?
Yeah, that's
Okay. So then, everyone's saying Marge.
Okay.
Fuck, fine.
All right.
How many lines do you have then?
Quite a few in the first part. I don't think he has any in the second part.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the furries have spoken. Bless you, dear furries. We will do the Marge Simpson. I wish you, if it helps, I don't think you have any parts in like anything after that. So you'll just be marging it up in the first part.
Mm.
Oh, and I will be Mewtwo. And I will take over for any other parts as needed. Like if Gary Oak's in here or Professor Oak or some shit, I'll step in.
She just doesn't want to hear Dr. Roxo again because she knows I'll do it if she gives me another part.
I know, it's true. Oh, also, okay, Milk, please be Rayquaza.
Oh, okay. Which one's that one?
What would Rayquaza sound like?
It speaks words. Go figure.
Does it actually say words?
It says words.
Rayquaza is like a Pokemon god.
Yeah.
There's like 40 gods. You got to be more specific.
On to the story.
He's the big green. It's the big green snake thing that flies.
Okay, so it's the
Alright,
hentai reject.
So, Jesus Christ. So, before we start, one last thing. There you go. Yeah, you know what? We're at a furry con. Hey, Barcast, can we give Ramcon and all the furries in it an awoo, please?
3, 2, 1.
Oh. Wow, that was exceedingly gay. Okay.
We've never done that before, but you know what? There's enough genuinely like queer people in this chat right now, and I mean, in the 6 of us, there are people who are in fact like that. What's up, Milk?
Wait, queer people exist? I thought that was just a myth.
Milk, you and I don't exist, okay? It's just that simple.
Man, my boyfriend will be really upset if he finds out I don't exist.
Fantastic. All right.
It was me, Barry. It was me all along.
Remember when you were
Read
making
the
out with your first
story.
girlfriend?
Getting
Are
drunk.
you
This is what
telling me that
happens.
it's just blood milk and you just didn't get Thanos snapped?
We're just getting drunk. That's what's happening, and that's what you
I'm
should do when
already
you read
drunk.
things like this.
I'm
I love
already-
this.
Story.
Let's.
Oh, by
let's
the way,
do
it is literally it is literally. Wait, do we want to do ad or no?
Hey, priest. Do we donate money to horse charity?
Yes, we do.
Where do we donate?
We donate to Red Wings Horse Sanctuary in mid-California.
What are the 2 ways people can give us money?
By watching our videos on YouTube with their ad blockers disabled, so we get AdSense revenue, or check out our Patreon.
So the 3 ways. What's the other way?
The other ways you can donate points on, like bits on Twitch by watching ads and sending us money, and we actually send it to good causes. We actually try to be helpful to society.
You don't use it ourselves. We don't buy hookers and blow. We let the horses buy hookers and blow at a sanctuary. Yeah,
2 years ago, we were able to donate over $1,000. Last year, obviously, everyone had their own sort of stuff, but this year, we're so far over a couple hundred. We're hoping to donate more with your guys' help. Thank you.
So yeah, please feel free, and at the end, we will read who is the biggest donator. We really appreciate that. Anyway, hey Flam!
Yes, is it time?
It's time for Pokermans.
It's time to duel. So, all right, narrator voice.
Mm-hmm.
So, Pokemon Champion by Scythe Rider. A Bad Fic, Chapter 1. Nash Fetchum starts his journey to become Pokemon Champion, but something is haunting him. Oh, it's literally just a synopsis in the description. Whatever, fuck it, I'll skip it. Okay, so let's just go, shall we? Pokemon Champion. Nash Fetchum. And he was Ash Ketchum's cousin. He lived from Pallet Town, but wasn't from the same years, so he was never met with as his cousin.
Good luck, honey.
So this is how we're doing it today.
Yep, this is where we read it exactly as it's written, and it hurts. It hurts the whole time.
One day, Nash Fetchum got up to start his Pokemon journey, once and for all. Nash Fetchum said,
What the fuck was that? I will be a Pokemon champion!
and got up, put on his socks, but looked at the cloak, and he was very late, so he got backpack and left faster. Dr. Oak said,
You are late.
and showed him empty Pokeballs.
What is it? What is the word?
Pokeballs, excuse me. With no Pokemon in them. Nash Fetchum said,
But what Pokemon will I have?
That's not it.
that's not what it says.
But what the Pokemon will I have?
A mysterious voice said,
This is milk. This is milk. This is
"Oh,
milk.
Dr. Palpatine?
Take the other Pokeball, Nash.
Fucking Palpatine? And he locked but didn't see the voice. But he took the Pokeball under the table and opened it.
Pika!
It was a Pikachu. Dr. Oak said,
I didn't glad almost that one.
what does that even mean? Dr. Oak said,
It looks like it like you.
and smiled. Who's reading?
This is Rav. This is Rav.
Me? Oh shit! I can't keep up with this thing.
It's okay.
Watch out!
It was. It was. It was too late, as Nash Fetchum was zapped and fall to the ground with bruises and crispy. What the fuck? Nash Fetchum said goodbye to his mother and left on the road. Oh, what? What?
You're right.
Oh,
You're
right.
That's fine.
Yeah, it technically
No,
works, asshole.
it says good.
I read it as good B.
I read as good B.
Fine. Nash Fetchum said good bee to his mother and left on the road for the town where the first gym was. Yes, John Jimothy, the CEO of gyms.
His gym was my name too!
Shut the fuck up, you asshole!
Are we gonna have a brain blast here?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Just go, just go.
Okay. Pikachu did follow it along with Nash, and as he told stories of how E would be Pokemon champion, Nash Fetchum went to gym because he said,
I have to be good Pokemon champion like my brother Ash.
"It's fucking Liler. This is all this is."
Ah!
And
Lila writes a Pokemon fanfic. This is Lila writes Pokemon
Yeah.
fanfic.
And
Like
he was
Lila
ready.
goes to Pokemon. Got
Yeah, and he was ready for the battle with the gym leader named Broke
it. Oh god.
This
or
is
Broak.
Ralph. This is Ralph.
This is also me.
You're the gym leader. You are Broak.
Oh, okay. Draw your Pokemon. You gonna live over there, Milk?
Is every voice you do going to be Marge?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god! I love it!
I'm doing the same person this whole fucking time. to
I
be honest.
love it!
It's gym leaders, yeah.
I love it.
Said the Broak as he showed him a Rock Onyx Dragon. Nash was going to use the Weedle he found in some grass, but the voice said, "Oh, who's the random voice in the head?"
I think it's
You know
still
what?
March.
I think it's still March.
Oh, is it?
It's either that or it's me. It might be me.
Okay, then you do it then. Let's see.
No use, Pikachu.
But again, Nash looked around and didn't see voices.
Who are you?
Said Nash Fetchum back to Nash Fetchum.
You have to use
Me.
No.
Me.
Oh, sorry.
You have to use Pikachu because it is the dragon weakness.
Said the voice. Then it just was silence.
Go, Pikachu!
Said Nash. But Broak counter with rocks, and Pikachu had to dodge. Then threw Pokemon at him and landed. A leap! What? It attacked, missed, dust everywhere. Then it settled, and Pikachu was tops. He topped Onyx. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh.
Broak said,
Job! Take this, Budge.
and Nash Fetchum had two badge because one was from Pallet Town 5 years ago. I don't think that's how it works. Nash Fetchum was on the road again and laughed. It was nice out. The trees were happy in the air, but Nash Fetchum thinked about the voice that was right more than him. But the voice said,
Dash, Fetchum, look up.
And Nash looking up to the sky and saw Rayquaza and caught it in Pokeball. Nash Ketchum. Oh, he's Ketchum now, okay. Nash Ketchum said,
Yay!
"Oh,"
I got Rayquaza!
and went into the daycare to drop it off. But when he put on Rayquaza, the nice lady said,
Oh, I'll do it. Cute Rayquaza, it's time to play with your blocks.
but Rayquaza said,
Rayquaza does not play with blocks.
and he hyper beam and the daycare seater blow up. Next, he had to battle a gym with pants. What?
What?
Fuck.
No shoes, no shirts, no service, damn it. Pants on.
Oh, it's supposed to say plants.
Oh my Oh no.
He waited, but the voice said to him,
Nash Ketchum, use Pikachu again.
it's fucking Obi-Wan now. Fucking, but Nash Fetchum said,
The plants are hard with Pikachu!
but the
Giggity.
voice didn't answer again. So he went. The enemy pulled out a gloom and said to Nash Fetchum,
Another gym leader, that's you, Rev.
Oh shit, that is. God damn, it is so hard to keep track. You think you have what it takes, boy?
and attacked. Pikachu dodged and leaped quickly through the air and did Electo Sparks. Gloom filled with electric and soon could not battle anymore. It was certain. Pikachu said,
Pika!
because he had won the battle again. The gym leader said,
I had you wrong, kid.
and gave another badge to Nash Fetchum. This is some quality character building right here. Nash Fetchum went to the other gyms really fast. He fought long and hard and got every badge because he always did his best. There were times when he stopped, but the voice said again,
Oh, I'm the voice, that's right. Spike. You must battle to be Pokemon champion!
and he listened to the voice to keep fighting. His pears fell when he collected his last badge to enter the last battle.
Not his pears.
Nash Fetchum stood at the last battle for all. Crowds gathered from where? The mood was at the limit for Nash Fetchum's quest to be Pokemon champion. The voice said,
Nash Ketchum, use Pidgeot, then Pikachu.
so he did. He chose Pidgey for the first round. The other trainer said, oh, who's the other trainer?
Another trainer.
Yeah. I will be the best.
Marge clone number 55. and sent Charizard. They flew through the air, but Pidgey was a smaller and could dodge faster like lightning. Whirlwinds in the air. Charizard blew fire bolts, but Pidgey went fast and threw them to hit the target. It was like nothing before. And then Pidgey caught fire and flapped to put out. But Charizard stomped him fast and he was victor. Jesus Christ. Nash Fetchum said,
No, Pidgey!
but then sended out Pikachu in replace. Pikachu dove fast and finished off the fight because the Charizard was weak now. Then the trainer chose Zubat, but Pikachu won too. Finally, he was at his last Pokemon and the crowd turned to nuts. Giggity.
He's nuts.
These nuts.
Who?
I'm assuming this is me.
Yep.
Go! Ninetales!
And Ninetales came out. It swirled like fireballs and struck Pikachu like thunder, and then Pikachu's face fell in the ground. Nash Fetchum said,
Go, Pikachu! You can do it!
and Pikachu got back up and jumped and slammed it in the face so it went flying and didn't get up. The man said,
You know what? It's a random man. Let's make Enigma your random man. You have to read your part.
Nash Fetchum wins.
and Nash Fetchum cried as he hugged Pikachu. Pikachu said,
Pika!
and Nash Fetchum said,
We win, Pikachu. I am Pokemon champion.
and cried more. But then something horrible happened. The voice said,
Congratulations, Nash Fetchum. You did well.
and Nash Fetchum looked up to see Mewtwo standing in front. Nash Fetchum said,
It's you all along!
and
Very.
Mewtwo said,
Thank you, Nash Fetchum. You helped me to take over the world. You did well, my little Pokemon.
Nash Fetchum said,
But I'm not Pokemon.
but Mewtwo said,
I am your master, Nash Ketchum. Pikachu was only your imagination because you are Pikachu.
What the fuck?
No, John, you are the aliens.
It was you, Barry.
Guys, in which Ash Ketchum is just a furry.
Oh, no.
Remember when you were training your Pokemon and going through the Elite Four? It was me, Barry. You were Pikachu. I was the one who replaced you in the Pokeball. Fucking Nash Fetchum looked down and saw his yellow paws and fur for the first time. Mewtwo said,
You did well, my little one. You deserve rest.
and he held out the Pokeball. Nash Fetchum said,
Priest?
No.
and tried to dodge, but it was too late for him. He got caught into the Pokeball and stayed there forever. The end.
Next chapter.
That's the end of that chapter.
So-
What do you guys think?
Is the I can't tell if the writer is actually trying or.
Yep, it's one of those. That's why I said that.
I don't know if I was just really drunk for this entire thing, or if like none of this made any fucking sense.
Welcome to Shitfaced Shitfics.
Accurate. All right, so we're going to do one more chapter, and I think we're going to call it after the next chapter. And the next chapter, I will still be Mewtwo. Rav, you'll still be whatever gym trainer it is. Enigma, you're still Jennifer.
Oh god, this chapter is broken into parts.
I know, and Priest, if we're missing a part because we don't know what the fuck we're doing, please jump in and help.
Okay. I got this.
And Pokemon noises will all be milk. Let's do
Yeah.
it!
All right. Chapter 2, Love Strikes Mewtwo Back. Part 1, Darkness of Heart.
I believe you.
Bullshit this is. Fucking Mewtwo sat... What? Oh.
What do you
Mewtwo
think-
sat...
Sorry.
I'm sorry, what?
What do you people want? That was all I was saying.
Oh. Mewtwo sat still. He was sad and angstry Pokemon as he taking over around at the dark destruction he was caused by him. Colobondulance. Oh god.
I think it's better.
It was Boston. Okay, so it's already
No, read
fucked.
the next line. Read the next
Now
line.
it was not. Mewtwo said,
Humans are pathetic and they will die and only Pokemon will rule.
and growled at himself.
Grr.
Mewtwo was born by cloned in laboratory.
Laboratory.
There's laboratory. There's no other T in there, asshole.
Oh my god.
I'm having a seizure. These.
We can do it, guys.
Laboratory.
He held as a Mew DNA. He held it as a Mew through his veins like nothing will. So he was the most powerful Pokemon. He could create shadow balls, do blow up when he wanted them to, but he felt soft and did not hate humans yet. One day, Mewtwo was walking sky when he saw Pokemon trainer ball onto the ground. It was a Rattata that came out and he said,
Go use tickle attack.
so the Rattata duck jumped into and took out some Pidgey down below in the bushes, but they got it away before there could be a catch.
You pathetic Rattata. No, you pathetic Ratat. You are weak. You will never be strong, Pokemon, and I am leaving you here. Don't bother following me because I hate you.
And break his Pokeball under a rock so Rattata couldn't come along. The trainer walked away and it cried tears. Then Mewtwo feeled the darkness was coming fast from his heart like pulsing shadows. One day Mewtwo was taking a wah.
Wah!
He said to the Rata,
Oh. Why has this humans done it this you?
and it said,
Because
No,
This.
Go ahead, Ratat.
Because everyone laughs at me because I am poor.
"What? It's a Pokemon."
I'm poor though. Give me your money.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this line. Okay.
So Mewtwo grunted and he found the trainer and blew up the Pokeball so that Pokemon could be free and saddy to the trainer
You will feel my worth.
and blew up. That was long ago. Now as Mewtwo stranded in the sky and looked to the black dark things around, he knew it was time.
The humans all die now.
Me too, said, and flied away. Part 2. She appears. Mewtwo flew to Kanto where Pokemon gyms were and said to Broak,
I will battle you!
but when Broak Drew said,
Oh, Onyx!
Mewtwo stepped up and blow up the entire gym. Winnet explode and the ceiling fell and made Broak die. A girl came running from down the road. She had long, limpid hair, the color of midnight, and piercing blue eyes of gray and supple form.
Oh, God. Is it sad I actually know who he's describing?
Yep.
She saw the gym in destroyed and scream
No, he was my father.
and cry on her knees. Mewtwo saw her and felt different about her than other humans he was felt. Mewtwo said,
Jennifer, I know your name even though you never said it. I am Mewtwo. Ender, your father is dead.
that's one way to introduce yourself. And Mewtwo said,
I am sorry, but humans must die so that darkness can be of the everything. But you're different. And Jennifer said,
oh God,
Why are you doing this?
a single tears kept falling below her eyes.
Oh no, my tears.
because you are human, and I am Pokemon, and there can't be a way for peace.
And Mewtwo flew off and she stared in quiet to sky. Link's crossbow training, what? Where the fuck did that come from?
I feel like we're reading alien literature.
I know.
Mewtwo went to destroy other palaces like gyms and Saffron City to watch the unbuildings crumble and humans plead. But when Mewtwo looked to sky, he saw a face of Jennifer in bed and say,
Jennifer, I keep thinking about you.
and the clowns passed. When Mewtwo restored for tonight, he dreamt about her eyes and swimmed in them, and in his dream, it felt raining gently. Mewtwo woke up and screaming it did.
I'm Mewtwo, why am I in love?
Because
he killed her father, and suddenly he has a.
yes.
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 Yeah.
We're
Okay,
going
it's
to
just-
medieval
it's-
tactics here.
Yeah.
It's just me who's out of the loop here. Okay, it seems perfect sense to the rest of you.
Yep, obviously.
Because love, and he was very confused, because if all humans did die, then Jennifer was being died too. But he didn't want to Jennifer to die because he was loved her. Mewtwo stare at the wall and say,
There has be a way.
and picked up a big rock and throwed it. Piked up a big rock and throwed it, and it turned into a throwed star.
Because if we can't be together, then...
And Mewtwo held himself head in his hand and
Mooped?
He mooped. Dear Lord, he mooped.
We're so close. We can do it, you guys. One more.
Part 3, the ants were. At the beginning of the morning, Mewtwo came from where? And said,
Jennifer, I love you, and don't want you die, but you are a human.
Jennifer said,
What will you do to me, Mewtwo?
"Oh."
Turn you into female Mewtwo.
And he picked her up and flew her fast to the lab where Mewtwo was born. He had to flying fast because the world became collapsing around down in because he was not there anymore. There was darknesses and lightnings now, but he didn't care when he held Jennifer in his arms because the world was at the center with her. Mewtwo said,
Everything will be all right, Jennifer, and we will be happy together.
and she smiled back. Really?
Yeah.
The lab was dark and croaky because humans were not there for hundreds of years. Excuse me? Plot hole there. Mewtwo did a shadow ball to activate the compter, and it said,
Oh, this is a good spot for Priest.
Team Rocket, the mainframe, what are your orders?
and Mewtwo told it to do. So Mewtwo took off her clothes, Uwu, and put Jennifer into tanks to become the new experiment, but not of clogging, but out. Shut up! Bryce.
I can't get over how easily you slipped that uwu in
You
there.
did the uwu so fluidly.
It was the best uwu.
And then she took her clothes off, uwu, and put it
Just nonchalant.
We got this. We got this.
But not of clogging, but of now body. And she became Sleepsy. Did a Polish person write this? Screaming, and her head hung doubt, but she kept standing by wires. Mewtwo said,
Activate now!
"Activate, activate." And the room zapped, and the room zapped Jennifer with red streaks. The machine, Zoop.
I am slowly losing my grasp of the English language.
Okay.
I think English is going to be like my second or third language after this, apparently. So
The machina zoomed up at bottom and span fast like gear, and there were lots of sounds and so much light that Mew 3 couldn't see the room. And then there was a boom, and it became stopping. The trans future was ended over, and Mewtwo waited. Oh, transformation. Okay, and waited for the.
It's like the trans future.
Was waited for the tank to open to reveal the new Jennifer. She appeared as a girl Mewtwo with green instead of pink. Mewtwo was pink instead of. Oh. I mean, I guess it's like it's like beige, whatever. And she walked out of tank, and Almasto fell, but Mewtwo catch her. They held in her arms, and there was a kiss.
There was kiss.
There was kiss.
Now it is done, and we are happy.
Mewtwo said, but Jennifer said,
No, Mewtwo, it is not like that.
What is it? Do you mean?
Mewtwo, this body is unstable and I will die soon. Bleh.
Mewtwo. And Jennifer said,
Goodbye, Mewtwo. I love you.
And then silent, because she was dead. Mewtwo held her in his arms, and she went lump and drooped down to floor. But he said still, it couldn't be. She was really gone. Mewtwo cried like.
It cut out.
As lightning came where around him shadow came, the sky like dead, and the same laboratory vaporized and burned down like when he did it the first time, 100 years ago. Mewtwo rose up into the stars and started light bursts like Wang Street. Wang Street. And the light got big and Mewtwo exploded and the world blew up. The end.
Da, 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 da,
We
da,
made it. First of all, a brief round of applause for Flam for getting through all of those misspellings.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Yes. So this is an example of a story that we don't know if they wrote it like this on purpose or not.
We lost at least 15 fucking viewers from that.
I know, like, that being said, there are other
people that couldn't be that. At least the worst thing we could possibly read is out, and there's nothing worse that we could read, right? There's no other.
Oh! You'd think that, wouldn't you?
Billy Mays here for a far worse story. I like the comment here. I like how the story devolved into absolute word salad. Yeah, that is something that that happened. So we have one last story for you guys, and I'm gonna do some disclaimer before we start. We might only read the first part, but we're gonna do some disclaimer. So this is on FimFiction, which is where a lot of us call home for our fanfics. And it's called The Land Before Time crossover you've been waiting for your entire life. Now, this is a spicy fanfic in that it is inappropriate, it is non-PC, and we can see here where, like, can this toe the line between inappropriate and still funny? This is a good example of that. Some of us may laugh at certain jokes, some of us may not. Some of them are incredibly inappropriate. We're not going to add any commentary on it. If we see a slur, we're going to admit a slur. This is literally just what happens when somebody tries to troll everyone and make them upset. That's the entire point.
And honestly, somewhat succeeds. Quite a bit, actually.
Oh yeah, it makes me upset.
For the sake of, like, abiding by Twitch guidelines, I'm probably going to change certain words.
There's only a few words you'll probably change, just so you know.
Okay.
It's very inappropriate. It's rated M. It's got a lot of gross in it, and just if you enjoy Land Before Time, I promise you will not enjoy this, but we're gonna do it fucking anyway.
Oh, I guarantee you I'm going to enjoy this, and I used to think I was Littlefoot when I was 3 years old.
All right, well, in fact, Flame is going to be Littlefoot. Priest is going to narrate because I trust him.
How about I do anyway?
Oh yeah, motherfucking tree stars.
I will be Ducky, and I will be, I believe, Grandma, and I will be if we make it to part 2. If we make it to part 2 at all, I'll be Sweetie Belle and Diamond Terra.
Alrighty.
And does everyone remember what else they are? Like, Enigma, what are you?
I'm Dimitri.
Petrie. You're Petrie.
Blit.
Dimitri Blant.
That's why I thought he was Russian, because his name sounded so close to Dimitri.
No. Milk, what are you? We're running all the time. Milk, what are you?
I'm Sarah's dad, Grandpa, and Scootaloo.
Yes. And Dear Rav, what are you?
Apple Bloom and Sarah.
Correctamundo. And I'll probably add anything else to you as needed. And Flam, you're one other thing besides Littlefoot. What are you?
I am T-Rex.
Okay.
No, I'm just looking at some of these dialogues, and I'm trying not to lose my fucking shit right now.
If you are easily offended, if you're easily hurt, this is not the story for you. This is an offensive story. We are reading it as an example of an offensive troll fic. This is here to make you upset. Let's see how it does. Priest?
Yep. This is the Land Before Time crossover you've been waiting for your entire life by good Christian Ethisto. Chapter 1, Attack on Sharp Teeth. Drops of sweet sweat rolled down Littlefoot's grizzled hide as he stared out at the army of 10,000 sharp teeth outside the walls of the Great Valley.
It's written better.
Yeah.
Oh, Littlefoot. How should I do Littlefoot?
Just be Littlefoot.
Like a human.
We are low on time. Please be Littlefoot.
Okay, fine. Okay, I'm hearing Carl Weezer then. Wow, this is just like that scene in the second movie.
I don't think your mic can handle a Weezer.
Is it cutting out, motherfucker?
Yeah,
Yes.
like a human. Like a human, please.
Fine.
Oh my god.
Wow. Wow. This is just like that scene in the second Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It can handle Carl.
It really can handle it. Oh my god. So like
Do it.
second Lord of the Rings movie. There we go. There we go.
Thank you.
He remarked, being a complete weeb who likes to compare everything to his Japanese animes. Unfortunately for him, no horse army was anywhere in sight to save the day.
Yep.
Agreed Ducky, whose voice actress deserved everything she got. Holy fuck. Excuse me! That is a history fucking lesson! And we're not getting into it.
Mamma
Okay.
mia, that's a spicy meatball.
The group of small prehistoric mammals also included Spike, Sarah, and Petrie. Sarah, of course, was named because she's a Triceratops.
Oh, fuck off.
And also Petrie was a Petridactyl, which is like a flying wizard, but not a dragon.
Lizard. Did you say wizard?
He's a wizard. He's a wizard.
Harry, you're a lizard.
You're a wizard, Petrie.
Please continue.
Then, while no one was looking, Spike ate 40 tree stars. He ate 40 tree stars, which is many as 4 tens. And that's terrible.
Yeah, I want to eat some tree stars right now.
Jesus Christ! 40 fucking checks out of me is what you're getting.
Please continue.
Sarah's dad walked up, and his name is also Sarah for the same reason I mentioned a second ago.
Hey, Sarah.
No,
Shit.
that's Littlefoot. That's Littlefoot.
Fucking. Oh, hey, Sarah.
Said Littlefoot casually.
What's going on with all the shark teeth? We gonna fight them or something?
That's you, Milk.
Shut your long neck mouth, you fucking pile of shit.
Which land before time did this come from? All right. He responded, 3 horns don't
Wait,
talk
what?
to long.
What are you doing?
Oh shit, I'm not narrator, I'm retarded.
Excuse me!
I have to edit that! Lamb!
I am dumb. I am dumb.
Thank you.
Also
Thank you.
dumb.
He responded, 3 horns don't talk to long necks. Then turned to the rest of the group.
We're abandoning the Great Valley. There's no way we could possibly fight all these shark teeth, and no horse army is coming to save us.
3, 2, 1.
Wow.
All of them responded at the same time like a group of shocked anime characters because I was actually the weeb all along, not Littlefoot.
It was me, Barry.
This is Sarah.
Sarah.
Oh shit, is it really?
Yeah.
But, Papa, we
You
can't
don't
go
have to be Marge. You don't
Valley.
have to be Marge. You don't have to be Marge. You can just
No,
be
he
Marge.
has to be Mars. Be quiet, he has to be Mars.
I'm fine with him being Marge, but I don't want to hurt his throat.
Oh no, you're gonna hate me later.
Oh no.
Where else are we going to get 3 stars this dank?
Oh my god.
Priest.
She held up her blunt for emphasis.
Oh god, this
Enigma, say the fucking line.
Shit, man, the shark teeth can eat my scrote.
I didn't know
Announced-
Petrie was fucking shaggy. Shit, man, Scoob, those shark teeth can eat my scroot.
Announced a distraught Petrie who is on the spectrum.
We're not allowed to say that.
Yep.
Ducky agreed.
Yep.
Milk.
Yes.
Don't
I
be
love
a-
this line.
Don't be upset, little ones, except for you, Littlefoot. Fuck you. We can go find a new home elsewhere. We just have to all go together, and nothing bad could possibly happen. You'll see.
said Sarah's dad tenderly as he leaned in and whispered a few sultry words into Sarah's ear hole. Sarah got those bedroom eyes and batted him with a dinosaur hoof playfully.
Oh, shucks. Save it for later, Dad.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
She chuckled with a blush. Just then, a sharp-toothed suicide bombed the wall of the Great Valley, blowing a massive hole in it. Oh my God! Before the smoke could even settle, hundreds of sharp teeth were flooding into the valley, praising the great sky T-Rex. At that moment, the dinosaurs of the Great Valley received a grim reminder that they live in fear of the sharp teeth.
Da 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 da.
Sarah's dad.
Holy shit! Everybody, every pony run!
Shouted Sarah's dad as he led the group towards the secret escape passage at the other end of the Great Valley. All around them, sharp teeth were blowing up, destroying the defenseless herbivores by the dozens. I mean, maybe if they weren't such infidels, they wouldn't have had to deal with this. They hardly got halfway there when a sharp tooth jumped in front of them, wearing a turbine on its head.
Turbine?
Turbine? Is that turbine?
Yes, it's a turbine. I don't care. It's a fucking turbine. He's wearing a turbine.
It is a turbine.
The group immediately skid to a halt, and Sarah's dad pointed his three mighty horns at the interloper.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit lost here.
We don't like your kind. It's at the end of the paragraph that starts, they hardly got halfway there.
We don't like your kind around these parts.
He explained.
Okay, now wait just a minute there. Not all sharp teeth are terrorists.
Oh my
Sharp
Christ.
teeth are actually peace-loving dinosaurs,
Oh
and
my
only a
God.
small percent of us actually cause problems. And they aren't even real sharp teeth. Our sharp tooth religion is one of peace, and most of us don't even stone our women or fuck.
Oh my God.
I hate everything right now.
I know.
Wow, really?
Ask Petrie, who's stupid and gullible.
That's you, Flam. That's your line.
Then what are those? What are those? Back to your belly.
Littlefoot wondered, honestly not sure, because he wasn't wearing his glasses. The sharp tooth looked down, realizing the gig was up. They had spotted the belt of explosives strapped to his chest. Without a moment's hesitation, the sharp tooth charged at Sarah's dad, screaming,
Tyrannosaurus Rex Bar.
Thank you for being respectful, Flam.
That's respectful.
I was being sarcastic.
That's sarcastic.
Yeah. I'm starting to
Before
be
the
sarcastic
group
when
could
you're
do
crying.
anything, there was an
God.
explosion and Sarah's dad was blown to bits. Littlefoot was thrown to the ground, the ringing in his ears the only thing he could hear as he dizzily got up and looked around. A club tail flailed past him, engulfed in flames. He turned to his left and saw an armless duckbill wandering around.
Oh no!
This is
we all know the scene this is referencing.
Yes.
I don't actually.
Oh,
This
honey.
is Saving Private
Saving
It's
Private
Saving
Ryan.
Private Ryan.
Oh, okay.
After a moment, it reached down and picked up its arm before shambling away.
Littlefoot!
The sound of Petrie screaming in his ear finally got his attention, and the ringing died down.
Get a hold of yourself, man. We gotta make like Jimmy Neutron and Blast.
Hammond.
Jimmy Nutron, actually. It's Jimmy Nutron.
And it's canon because Jimmy Neutron goes back in time in one episode.
This is true. Holy shit! You're right.
Is
Yup.
said Ducky, and she's also on the spectrum.
Are we not allowed to say that word?
I think that
Apparently
was
not.
fine, but you know what? I'm trusting Priest to go with his own volition.
I'm
That's why I
trying,
put him in charge.
I'm trying to be sensitive.
We're
That's why I
reducing
put him
our
in
gamer
charge,
levels.
because this is not a sensitive story, and Priest is the sensitive, lovely cinnamon bun of this group, and he's the only one who can save us.
He's such a
Trying to
cutie.
be-
Ooh woo.
I'm really trying to be nice. I'm sorry.
I know, man. You're doing great. You're doing great.
We're not being nice.
We're
Continue.
being safe.
We're trying to get through this story, man.
Tyrannosaurus Rex Bar! I think we're beyond all hope!
Priest, please read. There's so much more.
Okay. Before long, the group of nimble little dinos had made it to the other side of the Great Valley, where the sharp teeth hadn't got to yet. They
Ooh.
saw Littlefoot's grandma and grandpa, who seemed oblivious to the panic going on a short distance away. Littlefoot stopped and yelled at them.
Are you guys not wearing your Hey?
The long necks scrunched up their eyes and looked at them.
Littlefoot, is that you? What are you whippersnappers up to today? Hopefully not walking on my grass.
Are you guys wearing your hearing aid?
What?
3, 2, 1.
What?
They asked in unison. That's fine.
Are you wearing your hearing?
Shouted Littlefoot. The two long necks looked at each other and then chuckled.
We're a bit too old to have eggs, Littlefoot.
No, are you wearing your hearing aid?
Oh, this is my line.
Yes.
Well, if you really want to know, we do both have HIV, but it isn't full-blown AIDS yet.
Responded Grandma. Littlefoot was about to yell again when instead he let out a sigh.
Never mind.
He turned to walk away when his grandpa called out to him.
Oh, Littlefoot, your grandma and I have been talking and we've decided you're old enough to know the truth.
Oh, God. Littlefoot spun around and fixed them with a wrench-like stare.
I adjusted some settings on the mic. Let's try Wheeze again. Oh, the truth?
You're adopted.
Announced Grandma bluntly.
We're not your real parents.
Littlefoot scrunched up his face like a sock after I masturbated into it.
Jesus, that's amazing. Holy fuck, I need to save that line. I'm putting that to use somewhere.
You can't. It's on Fimpic.
Oh, right.
Well, I already knew that. You're my grandparents. I knew my mom.
Of course, they couldn't hear a word he was saying and just continued.
Your real parents are at this address.
They explained as they handed him a 10.5 by 8-inch sheet of loose-leaf notebook paper, college ruled, with an address written on it in Sharpie.
Go there and learn who you really are.
Littlefoot was about to explain to them that they were wrong when a sharp tooth came out of fucking nowhere, strapped with enough C4 to destroy an entire bag of long necks. Before Spike could even eat half of 40 leaf stars, Littlefoot's grandparents were a smoldering pile of rubble. Scorched earth.
Holy shit!
Shouted Shara, who
Shouted
had PTSD from watching her father get blown up in the
Did you
exact
just say
same way,
PTSD?
which made this scene particularly stressful for her.
Enigma, I will kill you.
Come on!
Alerted Petrie, who spotted over 100 sharp teeth heading their way.
Let's get the flippin' heck out of here!
Without further ado, they made it into the secret passage, which was actually only large enough for small dinosaurs to fit through anyway, so none of the others would have been able to escape regardless.
Ah, jeez, the Great Valley is destroyed.
Sulked Petrie.
Yup.
Ducky said in a defeated tone.
What are we gonna do now?
Wondered Sarah, who has basically the same name as Littlefoot's mom, which I find kind of strange. Like, do dinosaurs only have like a few dozen names or something? What the fuck? Littlefoot looked down at the note in his dinosaur hoof.
I suppose we could go with this address. Maybe whoever they are, stay there.
Oh my.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Sounds like a plan, Chief.
Said Sarah as they made their way through the passage. It looked like the group had quite the adventure on their hands. Little did they know they were being followed. Chomper, the only sharp tooth small enough to fit through that hole, glared at them. He'd never forgive them for what they'd done. He'd make them pay.
We only have one more segment. Let's do this.
Littlefoot.
Wow, that was sure an epic adventure.
Said Littlefoot as he and his party stepped out of the dark woods.
I still can't believe Spike managed to solo the Lich King.
Spike had that same smug-ass look he always has, but now he had a legendary sword strapped to his back. Sarah chuckled.
I thought it was pretty impressive how you used the shares to gain godlike powers and collided the 4 floating islands, killing everyone in...
I can't fucking read that word.
Yes, you can. Just read it as it's written.
Industry.
Game industry. Game industry. The word is game industry.
I like his version better.
It's spelled like it's got some German fuckery in the middle of it.
That's the joke. It's just game industry. That's the joke.
It's kind of a joke, Ravage.
Yep.
I like killing jokes.
Yep.
Acknowledge Ducky.
I still can't believe it's not butter.
Stuttered Petrie, completely ruining the joke. I think
No,
the
Rav
joke's
did
gonna
that.
ruin trouble. Littlefoot looked down at the sheet of paper and then looked up.
Hey, look! We're here!
The group looked up, and sure enough, on a nearby cottage was the exact address on the note. The house was right on the edge of town, so the group walked up to the door.
Sarah.
Yeah.
The year's 20XX. Who still lives in houses?
Wondered Sarah, who'd never even been inside a house, much less lived in one.
Okay. I'm gonna have Littlefoot's balls drop again, so,
Speak like a normal human.
Yes. It's like these people don't even sleep in the dirt with the camels.
Said Littlefoot, announcing his disgust. Unbeknownst to him, the owner of this house had slept in the dirt with many a camel, if and you catch my driftwood.
You know, now that we're here, I'm a little nervous in the service about who we're gonna meet. I mean, what kind of freak lives in a house? Maybe we should just leave.
Said Petrie like a sniveling little creep.
Oh. No way, Jose, bot.
Announced Littlefoot, who's basically in charge.
We came this far. We can't possibly turn back now. Not when we're so close.
Hi, Petrie.
Petrie said, a little upset his closest friend had forgot his name. Ignoring the winged lizard wizard, he took a deep breath and readied himself. Honestly, Littlefoot was a bit nervous in the service too, Uwu, but he didn't want to show it in front of every pony else. He felt a dinosaur hand on his shoulder, and he turned and saw it was Ducky, who nodded her head at him.
Yep.
She
I love it.
reassured.
I love how she said nothing else at the door.
Littlefoot turned back and steeled himself, preparing for the worst as he walked up to the door and pushed the doorbell several times, like an obnoxious number of times. After a few moments, a tiny horse answered, opening the door and looking at them. She just sighed and rubbed her face with one horse hand.
Now, we all know this is me, by the way. This horse is me. We all know this horse is me. Continue.
Mom, it's for you.
The group of dinosaurs shared a look of confusion as another horse showed up at the door. She was some gross purplish color and had similar colored hair, though the group couldn't actually tell because dinosaurs are colorblind. So were horses for that matter. But this was no ordinary human horse. It was actually a pony, and they were all in Ponyville.
If you're looking for child support, you ain't getting any from me.
Said Barry abruptly as she moved to slam the door. Littlefoot was lightning fast, though, like some horrible rocket cheetah, and he slammed Petrie into the gap of the door before she could close it all the way.
Oh my god.
Not so fast, horse.
He said,
I will not be denied.
despite being baby dinosaurs, Littlefoot was actually almost twice the size of Barry, and he easily broke the door in half with his mighty dinosaur hoof.
We don't want any trouble now.
Said Barry, who was starting to sweat sweet sweat.
What the fuck? Oh, you got trouble.
Announced Littlefoot as he barged his way inside.
Trouble is my middle name.
Sarah smashed her way through the wall and took a look around.
Nice place you got here.
Yup.
Said Ducky, who didn't even take her fucking shoes off as she walked across the carpet. Spike was in the kitchen cleaning out the fridge. Barry had had just about enough. No way she was going to let some punks come in here and walk all over her. She jumped out of the way before being stepped on.
Hey, what in the hibbity heck is going on here?
Littlefoot turned and gave her the paper.
This is your address, isn't it?
She looked it over.
Well, yeah.
That means you're my real mother.
Said Littlefoot. There was a gasp from the live studio audience, and Barry looked over to Maury.
Enigma, you're gonna be Maury Povich. Is it true?
Maury Povich pulled out a manila envelope and looked each person assembled in the eye before he pulled the sheet out.
According to the DNA test, Littlefoot is in fact your son.
Damn, I knew I shouldn't have fucked literally every type of creature on this planet.
Barry cried in outrage as she remembered back to her insane college days.
Well, this is a real problem. I already have one little shit to deal with.
She finished, pointing at Barry Pinch, who was Mommy's favorite accident. Mainly because other accident, as it turned out, was a fucking dinosaur. Haha! Wow! What a goofy situation! What shenanigans will our protagonists find themselves in next? Well, you just gotta read the next chapter to find out, you digital dummy! End.
That's what we're doing today. What do we think, guys, of this spicy fic?
Yup.
I need to do my Dr. Roxo Forever Bloom.
That's fine. I don't care. Well, we did warn you it was spicy. Ramcon, if you don't want us back, we understand. We hope you want us back. We like you guys. As you can see, there are many different types of shitfics. All of them have their positives and their negatives. Some of them more negatives than positives. But we hope you enjoyed hanging out with us today. We had fun hanging out with you. We'd love to come back. We'd like to go to further confusion and get drunk with all of the communist after party folk who are great and make good shots. Wouldn't we, guys?
Oh, definitely.
It'll be party time. So feel free to invite us. We'll have a great time. If you want to find out more about this, and if you want to reach us, what are some ways they can do that, Priest?
Well, the great news is that a majority of us are going to be out in the Seattle region here in August for Everfree Northwest, where very likely we will be having a panel there. In addition, you can reach out to us on YouTube, and we have an interview podcast that you can find on places like Spotify, iTunes, and all the other places that you digest podcast-related material in your belly.
Also, you can reach out to us through our website, which Alex will post, which he hasn't yet.
Thebarcast.net.
Also worth noting, we don't have any cheers, but we have 2 gift subs from Cyberdrake today, so he's our top donator. Thank you, Cyberdrake. And if you want to look for each of us individually, you can find us on FemFiction under these names, actually, pretty much. Yeah. And other than that, we've had a great time, and I hope you guys are inspired to go out and try to create your own shitfic. If you do, contact us, send it to us. We might just read it live on our YouTube channel. So thanks, guys. Love you. And today's readers have been Enigmatic Otaku,
What's up?
Lemon Vivek,
These have been the greatest stories of.
Flutter Priest,
I'm questioning all of my life choices right now.
Milk,
I'm too fucking drunk for this shit.
and Ravage.
Fucking dead.
Ravage, say something, Rav. Rav is actually dead. I think he probably went to like take a shit or something, and we just like he just
He's
didn't tell us.
He passed down his own puke and bile.
No, my fucking internet cut out again.
All right, say hello.
Hi.
And I've been a non-pencil. We will see you again sometime soon. Love you all. And Scalies are welcome at furry conventions. They're furries. Oh my god. All my love to Scalies. Scalies can stay.
Scaly uwu.
Also, thank you, Cyberdirk, for the bits.